And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we begin a Monday morning, already July the 17th. Right now we're looking at our latest temperature, 75. It'll be warm before it's all said and done as we reach a high somewhere right around 94. Heat index is going to cross over to 103, 104. Now, I don't know about where you are, but that's kind of hot. It's going to make it, if you're a weed-eating man, it's going to make it where you feel like you're about to fall out. Be careful what you do. Work early. Work late. One of the two. Don't do it in the middle of the day. That stuff drains you, and it'll hurt you before you realize it, and we want you to be safe. Now, big morning is coming up as we get ready for another special guest. Ricky Roberts will be here. I'm not sure whether to call him Judge. We'll figure all that out. That's coming up on the way there. 7 o'clock, he'll be here to talk about his campaign as he goes for sheriff of Lauderdale County. Have you decided? Well, maybe this will help you decide. We had Ward on last week. He told us about what he thought and how he would do things. Today we'll hear from Ricky. What does Ricky have to say? All that's on the way at 7 o'clock. Y'all don't want to miss out on that as well. Later this afternoon, I got word last night, the Lieutenant Governor of Mississippi would like to join us. We'll have Delbert joining us later in today sometime. We're going to get with his people, and he's going to do a drop-by to talk with us about what he thinks for the re-election bid that he has for Lieutenant Governor of Mississippi. We heard from Chris McDaniel. Now we'll hear from his side. All that's on the way, so don't miss out on it. Right now, let's find out what's going on in Collinsville, kind of the heartbeat of the four-way stop, so to speak. Let's go out to First Baptist and see what the good word of the day is.
When it comes to ethics, which is the topic of what is right and wrong, people sometimes argue that the ends justify the means. Have you heard people say that? In other words, it doesn't really matter how you accomplish something as long as you accomplish something good. From this viewpoint, the means are not wrong if the ends are right. Now, we find a classic example in a story that you know well, the legend of Robin Hood. Robin Hood gave money to poor people, which is very good, right? But how did he get that money? Well, he robbed the rich to give to the poor. So was it wrong for Robin Hood to steal from the rich to give to the poor? If you believe that the ends justify the means, then you would argue that Robin Hood was right in his thievery. Well, what does the Bible say? Do the ends justify the means? Well, the Holy Spirit through Apostle Paul says that those who say, "Let us do evil that good may come," are justly condemned. In other words, we can never say the ends justify the means. No, both our ends and our means must be righteous. Both our results and the methods of reaching those results must be good. In other words, you can't sin your way into righteousness. Beloved, keep that in mind the next time you're faced with the dilemma of choosing right or wrong. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And welcome back. Always good to get a good word. Good man upstairs takes care of us, doesn't he? As we look around at headlines across the nation, Murdoch, y'all remember that, of the lawyer that supposedly killed his wife and family. Do you remember the boat accident that happened before all of that? Involved one of his kids? The store that sold the alcohol has been sued. Now, of course, the son that went in and bought the alcohol used a fake ID. He used his mother's credit card, $15 million to a convenience store. Is that... It was fake ID. I'm confused over that. I'm not sure if I know the right answer to that, but $15 million settlement, and others on the boat are also going to sue that store. Is it even worth selling alcohol anymore? Y'all think about that. If that's what happens, is somebody uses something fake that they believe to be true, and we assume that it was, that's pretty powerful.
The part on that is small community, and everybody knew who he was.
Small community, everybody. That's what the push on that was.
Just
assumption.
Odiism.
Odiisms from the right-hand side of the room. Let's see what else is happening across America as we look at this. Trump says, Secret Service knows exactly whose little bag of white stuff that was. I tend to believe Trump. How about y'all? There's no way with a place like that, with that many cameras, that they don't know every move of everybody. And you still can't tell me that Pelosi's house, they didn't know who was approaching the door, the pizza delivery guy. I sometimes think we don't get the exact whole truth and nothing but the truth from our officials. Do y'all? Think about that. Speaker of the House, a guy just wanders up and ends up in there in a pizza delivered in his underwear. Tell me another one. I'm not falling for it. Let's see. Good news on this as we look Ambassador Bridge in Detroit. Somehow or another, a guy that was working on the bridge fell 152 feet from the water, from the bridge into the water. He survives. A guy that's working with him runs to get help. He's going to make it. He's going to be all right. Father of two. Miracles do happen. That is a true miracle to fall that far and walk away from it. Well, maybe not walk away is the word, but he's going to be okay. Let's see here. We still don't know the answer to this. This Alabama woman that came up missing that the entire nation was worried about. She's returned home, knocked on the door. That's really all we know at this point. Claimed that call that a kid was on the side of the road and she pulled over. Maybe today police, and I know they're investigating, we cannot push the envelope too quickly. They've got to decide what went on. There's got to be more to this story than we know. End of the day, she's safe. Now we'll find out who, what, and how, and what went on. We'll be right back with your weather forecast in just a second as we begin this Monday.
Same old sound, and no one's answering. Vote for change. Vote Ben Shirley, District 81 Representative, on August 8th. Ben will answer the phone. Ben will get answers in Jackson for District 81. Ben will create jobs and promote economic development for East Mississippi.
I'm Ben Shirley, and I'm asking for your vote in the August 8th Republican primary.
Vote Ben, District 81, August 8th. Paid for by Ben Shirley.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back today, 2006, anybody remember that? 102 today. Whew, I can feel the sweat from back then now. 1987, I was graduating, and it was 61 degrees that morning when I woke up. I have no clue. That was 30 years ago. I couldn't tell you what went on. Let's see what else happened. Today, expected to be somewhere around 94. As we do this, we'll see 93 in Philadelphia, 91 in the Columbus Air Force area as you cut across past Stark Vegas, maybe 92 in that area, and down south we'll get warmer with 95. As we go east into Bama, 95 in Tuscaloosa, Birmingham we'll see 95. Even over in Montgomery, somewhere around 96, a little bit warmer for that area. Now here's the bad news. Look at this. Heat stress today could be up to 105, already forecasted at 103, but by the time you reach Laurel, you make it to Brandon, that area, it's going to jump to about 110 degrees. It'll feel like it anyway. That's too hot to be out there. Carry some Gatorade with you and some water. The rest of the week, not any better. Look at this. 110 in our area, and as you get near Vicksburg, 115 is what it's going to feel like. Ain't worth getting up, is it?
No, you need to start drinking water tonight.
Here's the outlook for the next 6 to 10 days as we look at this. Back toward Texas, look at West Texas. Hotter weather on the way as it makes its way toward Mississippi and Louisiana. Now, here's our 7-day forecast. 94 today. Tomorrow will peak, oh my heavens, 97. We'll get 98 on Wednesday. Look at Thursday, 98 also. This week's going to be horribly hot. Slight chances of rain. The rain chances grow on Saturday at a 60% chance. As we look all the way through the 31st, can y'all believe we're saying July 31st? That means how long to the Republican primary? Woof. Close. 91 all the way through that. Just slight chances of rain. Nothing major in between now and the end of the month. And then we get into the dog days of summer in August. Y'all be prepared for that. Now, we're still looking at Don, who's out there. He's a tropical storm moving along at 46 miles an hour, gust of 58 miles an hour this morning. Last read from the hurricane aircraft was at 4 a.m. this morning. That's the latest that we've got on this. No threat to the Gulf whatsoever. Thank heavens. As we come across the fishing forecast, Chet tells us get up, get at it today. Perfect time is going to be later today, well, somewhere around 1 o'clock. Let's hit the fishing hole at 1. It'll be good till about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Some minor times, but if you want to hit your best times, that's when it's best to do that. We've got a studio full. We're getting ready for the morning show. We can't do this without y'all. Join us, won't you? We'll be right here at Facebook. We're going to invite everybody from over at YouTube that watch it there. Also, Twitter, we got folks from there. And then we'll have the big audience that also joins us from television on Fox 30. Be a part of it. You can interact with us. If you've got a comment, a thought you want to make sure to post that. We'll be able to see that as we're going live here in a little bit with Ricky. And we're going to go over all the things that have happened over the weekend. Shootings, stealings. How bad is it, Meridian, that they steal the motor out of your truck and just leave it? It happened. We got details on it. I was there on scene. I asked, has that truck got a motor in it? Well, no, it didn't. Join us. We'll be back at 7.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.